I want to ask you a question to close your eyes. Feel free if you don't want to, and I promise it won't be the whole talk. Okay? So close your eyes and pick an age between 4 and 21. You're a young human being, and imagine you can go to a place all day of the week, and it's a very special place because you can do whatever you want in that place. And there will be different people of different ages, maybe colors, maybe they speak a different language. And then imagine that you can do anything you want over there. You can go to cook, you can care for animals, you can work in the garden, you can even study there because there are teachers who you can ask questions. And the most important thing of all is that you are free to choose. And then you will be very happy over there. And when you make a fault, it's no problem, because we all laugh about it, including you. And then there's time to learn from your faults. You can open your eyes now, and maybe you think I was telling a fairy tale, but I wasn't, because it's for real. 2 years ago, we started a school in Eindhoven, and it is a school where children can start their days like this. They come in and they can do whatever they like. And a lot of people, they say, well, okay, that's nice, but this isn't possible. Children won't learn anything because they need people to say what to do. Well, our experience is that it isn't. It has to do with responsibility. You have to learn to take responsibility for your freedom. And if I look in society, I see a lot of people who don't take responsibility for their freedom. And that's a shame, because we live in a part of the world where we have freedom. And it would be so nice if we take responsibility for our freedom. The reason why I started this school was because of my own experiences in education, but also my 2 sons. They were really not happy at school. And at some point, they were more at home, sick and depressed and sad and had a bad temper. And they really hated it to go to school. And that's something I couldn't accept any longer. And unfortunately, they were not the only ones. A lot of children in my surroundings were not happy. It is even so that 16,000 children in Holland are sick at home or not attending school. They're not all sick, but they don't want to attend school. And I think that's really a shame in a country like this. And I don't want to forget them. So that's one of the reasons we started the school. In the morning, when students come in, they just wander around looking for something to do. Sometimes they have an appointment with a teacher, and sometimes they just wander in and take in the advance of serendipity. Serendipity, to whatever comes on their way, they can just pick it up and just go with the flow. And it looks a bit strange, but later on in the story you will see that it will work out. So, what the trick is, children will always learn. You don't have to learn them to learn, because they want to know, they want to feel, to smell, to touch, and to share with each other. That's really amazing to see. So what my advice is, set them free, let them enjoy together, and they will discover all sort of things, and they will start asking questions. That was the problem when I was a child. I asked too much questions. And I think that could never be a problem, because the more questions you can ask, the smarter you become. The most heard phrase I hear from parents when their children attend our school is that they have their child back when she went to school. And I think that's a big compliment. Because when I look around and hear all the stories from people about bullying and about bad grades and about pretending you're someone else than you really are, or pretending to be friends with other people who you don't even like, I become very sad. And I think, no, the best is that you learn at school who you are and what you want to do with your life. And there's nothing wrong with knowledge, because knowledge will be on your way when you grow up. Knowledge is in the people around you because of the different types you have. So once a week, I told you about the responsibility, and this is how we manage with that. Besides of the choices you have to make in your time when you're free, you have to make choices, and that's very difficult. But one of the key parts of the school is the school meeting. And the school meeting is every Monday. And only teachers and students can attend the school meeting. When they have a wish or they have something they don't want in the school, then we go and sit together, only the ones who want to. And you can make a motion for your wish. So you have to write, otherwise you can't give a motion to the school meeting. And the motion is first discussed by all people in the meeting, one by one. What is it we're going to talk about? Because in meetings, I often had the experience that after 1.5 hours, we concluded that we talked about different things. And that's a loss of time. So we first define what is it we are going to talk about. And when that's clear, then starts the part where you can give your opinion about the subject. And we do that one by one in a round. There's no discussion, and you have to wait till another one is ready with his talk. And sometimes we say, okay, it's enough, you can't talk too long. But then, when all the opinions are shared, the chairman, which is a student, also as the secretary, says, okay, who can define a decision? And always a student puts up his hand and says, okay, I want to try. And then he makes a description of a decision. Then there is a round where we say if we have a consent. And consent, it means that you have no predominantly argued objection. So it's not necessary that you're in favor, but it says you're not against. And that's so much different than consensus. It's really something different. And when you are voting, there are always two parties. So here's no duality. We're just looking for the best way for everyone, for the whole community. And then, when you do it like this, there is a big advantage for people who are introverts. Because normally, when there is a discussion going, those are the first people who stop sharing, because they don't like it when people are too noisy, too busy, and always interrupting. So we have no interruptions, so they are safe and they can share their ideas and their opinion. And that's very important, because they have another view on the world. So it would be really a loss for the process and for the result if you cut them out. So that's really nice. And then when we have a consent, then we say, okay, it is a rule or a decision. And when we started the school, there was only one rule. And the one rule was respect. Respect for the other people around you, for the materials, and for the school building. And in a while, with the school meeting, we have a lot of rules, but all made by the children. Because when they come to us and say, okay, he is bullying me, or he wants me off the trampoline, or something like that, we say, okay, we're not making the rules here, we're all together. You bring in emotion, and then we talk about it and look what rule is the best. And it's very nice, because sometimes they say, okay, well, I fix it with him, and I don't want to go to the school meeting for that. I just fix it. And that's very nice, that you can make sure not every little thing goes to the school meeting. Well, the school meeting can be outside, but it also can be inside. So that's when we sit inside, and not the whole school will come there. It's only the people who are interested in that motion, and sometimes you can leave and come in for a motion you are interested in. And because when we make the rounds, you can't repeat others. And that's also so nice, because then you have no loss of time. And normally, when I was in business and I was in meetings, I was thinking like, I heard that now for 7 times, and everyone wants to say his or her thing about it, stop it. And here we stop each other. Also children can say, oh, stop, somebody told that already. You only put in the new stuff. So the rounds go fast, it's no problem, because at some point there's nothing new to say. And I'm really happy with this. And when I'm in a normal meeting, for me this is normal, but when I'm in a normal meeting with the other normal people in the society, I'm really having trouble to adjust. So one good example of the school meeting is skating in the school, actually using wheels in the school. We have linoleum floors, and they are great to skate on. And I don't know, are there any skaters in the room here? Yes, would you like to skate on long linoleum floors? Yeah? Okay, yeah, well, they do also. But we said, no, the adults, the teachers said, no, that's impossible, it's too dangerous. And the little preschoolers, and it's, no, and the noise when you jump off the board, or, no, we can't allow that, it's forbidden. The children said, okay, show me, where's the law forbidden to skate inside? I said, okay. So we had a motion in the school meeting, skating in the school. And it took for 3 weeks, and then they convinced us that skating outside was more dangerous than in the school. Because the floors are smooth, and when you fall, it's not like gravel or little stones or something like that. So it's less dangerous for them. And it's much more fun, and it's their school. And they also listened to our concerns. So the school meeting is also about consciousness, listening to the other. What's your worry? It's not that you're against me, but you have worries. And maybe I can take away the worries for you. And then they said, okay, we take care, we heard you, and we want to keep this rule that we can skate on Monday, on Friday, and the other days of the week we can skate before 8:30 and after 4 o'clock. And they do now for a month. And there are no accidents, there are no preschoolers run over, and nobody gets hurt, and we have no ambulances or something like that. And even the little ones are really liking to go to the school on the wheels. Well, I want to ask you what you think when you see this. This is a school. And what we have to deal with is adults who have big judgment about learning and how you should be learning. Sitting in a class with a lot of people should be the best way. This is a 14-year-old girl, she's 15 now, and she's studying for a history exam. And she's sitting in the workshop. People are working with hammer and saw and making noise, and it's the best place for her to sit. And the little one is 4 years old, and she sees her as a role model and asking, what are you doing? Can I sit with you? And this is the way how she wants to study. Let her. It's her way. Last year, when she was 14, she passed 4 exams of the highest level. It's her way of learning. rather than doing this, sitting in the class, waiting, listening, and all day long do what another one says. I'm not surprised that people who are sitting like this and always waiting for something and someone to tell what to do, that they don't know what to do when they're of high school or make the wrong choice because they haven't learned to think for themselves. They hadn't got the time to think who they are and what they do with their life. Learning is about playing. Playing is learning. Playing with letters, working together, asking each other questions, on and on and on. Children don't say, don't stop asking. They're always playing and go further with the questions. The little guy played Monopoly for 2 whole days. 2 whole days. Nobody told him to. He just wanted to. He was like all the numbers and all the counting. I want to know money, houses, how does it work? And then he stopped. And maybe later on he gets on. Here I saw those 2 guys in our hall, and I said, oh, nice, you're playing chess together. Well, the guy, the oldest one, 25, he said, actually, I can't play chess, but the little one is learning me. And the little one is 5 years old. So everybody is a teacher, and everybody is a student at the school. We have mathematics, make our own materials, we have a laboratorium, and we also make the materials with the children together. And while making it, they learn a lot by asking, and we help them. This is Spanish class. They have a lot of fun. And the love for the language becomes before the grammar. First, develop your love for the language, and then you have fun. And everybody will attend your lesson and will be intrinsic motivated. This guy is really a genius. He was quiet, looks like not really attending, and then he stood up and he made an aluminium foundry for himself. So that was really amazing, and everybody wants to know what he did. And he learned a lot of children, a lot about making this sort of experiments. And it really worked. He made beautiful things of aluminium. So, what I wanted to share with you, think all about education. What are we doing? Is this the way of education that's now in Holland common? Is that what we want? Or are there different ways for education? And maybe I want to ask you, when you have children or children in your neighborhood, ask them, can I go for a week to school with you? Go and sit there for a week and feel how it feels. Look how it feels when you sit there. I think the world needs people who take responsibility for their own actions and for their own words. And for me, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I love these kids, I love these teachers, and I love this school. Thank you.